You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. All right. Here we go. Here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Sunday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Barack. Drew appears to, well, he's right here, and he's going to watch Elmo fast. Drew slept pretty good last night. Thank God for that. Let's see. How's y'all's weekend going? What a day yesterday, huh? Man, golly, was there a lot going on yesterday, huh? So we had the doubleheader with baseball. You had spring football game. Final Four. Man, Auburn got hosed. Whew. Anyway, so we got a lot to talk about. Wow. Let's say some hellos. Y'all tell me where y'all want to start. I'll hit the share button here. Hopefully y'all will do the same. Sharing is caring. Cheers. Happy Sunday. Let's see. Chewy Gutierrez, good morning. Joe Juba, good morning. Eric Sonier, good morning. Carl the Cat, what's up? Stephen Miller, good morning. Andrew Bayer. Everett Email, Ben Giat, Kirk Taylor, Rusty said it all. Rodney Njoka, Joe and Bryant Hanno, good morning. David Freeman, Stephen Miller, tuning in, a very sunburned Tiger fan. Did you go to the spring game or just baseball? Man, it was. How about yesterday? Like this weekend was supposed to be like Noah's flood, right? I mean, it was just supposed to be this torrential downpour of rain. My wife works at St. Jude's School, and they were supposed to have their fair this weekend. They canceled the fair. Like, not postponed it, they postponed it to October, you know what I mean, or rescheduled it. But, like, not a day, not wait and see, like, canceled the fair. And you had 2 perfect days of weather. I shouldn't laugh. I mean, that part's not funny, but man, I guess if you don't laugh, you just be very upset. David Freeman, good morning. Charlie Gale, good morning. Thomas Marion, what's up? Dusty Revere, good morning. Jack Davis, good morning, Matt. Great win for Tiger Baseball. O-line needs work. Apu Eichel looks pretty good. Apu had a couple of sacks yesterday in the spring game, looked good. Watched the first offensive series, and it was exactly what I talked about. It was like, I don't care if they don't show anything, if they're super basic. LSU has been so archaic offensively. If they do anything differently, you will tell. And they came right out in first play. Shotgun, flare pass to Clyde out of the backfield. No huddle, shotgun, little roll for Burrow, quick pass to Sullivan, which I think he dropped. No huddle, right back to the line. They catch, I think, D. Anderson over the middle for a first down. I'm like, seen enough. I don't care. Like, I don't care. Like, they'll have to get more efficient running it, right? I mean, part of the reason that the Saints are so excellent at that offense is they've run it. Breeze has run it now since 2006, 13 years. So, I mean, he knows every nuance and he knows how to execute it perfectly. But man, it's fun. Something different. There's no doubt it's different. Coffee. And then LSU baseball lose the first game, win the second game. I still have no idea why Palmineri started Eric Walker in Game 2 and then Henry in Game 3. Cole Henry was phenomenal. He could have thrown a complete game. Gave up 2 runs in the first. Cole Henry did. Gave up 2 runs in the first. Didn't allow anything the rest of the way. Through 8 innings, he was at 98 pitches. I mean, crazy efficiency. He's awesome. I mean, he is... you heard the guys on the broadcast talking about it, gushing like he is a superstar in the making. Which is so funny because, not funny, but you know what I mean. Like, all of the talk was about Landon Marceau. That was all the talk. Nobody was talking about Cole Henry. I mean, and I would say it's probably even more Jaden Hill next than Cole Henry. I mean, just when we were thinking about, okay, what might the rotation look like? You know, you had your Hess, Marceau, Walker, and it was like, well, could Mikhail Hilliard get back in there? Or when is Caleb Gilbert going to be healthy? You know what I mean? Jaden Hill got the next crack. And he's obviously a stud too. And only then did Cole Henry get his shot because of the injuries to Marceau and Hill. I mean, imagine Marceau, Hill, Henry in whatever order as your rotation. Wow. Let's see. Blaine Allen, Terry Shipman, good morning. Megan Hurst, good morning. Catching up on LSU sports on my way home from Houston. Appreciate that, Megan. So we got to talk about the first game too. Chewy, Cole Henry's and Fuego. He was awesome. Bruce Parker, good morning. Mimi and Ward Mabel, good morning. Hi. What's up with that little cough? I don't like that. Did you choke on some spit? Huh? What's that all about, huh, little boy? What are you seeing? Cool. Hey, Drew. Guess who's coming to your house today? Mama, and who else?
Aiden.
Laurel and Aiden. And who else do you think is coming to your house today? Who else is coming to your house today?
Bimo.
Bimo, and who else? Yeah? Drew did not like quiz time, apparently. You don't have to answer any more questions. That's fine. Okay, I'm not going to answer any more questions. Let's see. Cassidy Russo, good morning. Ryan Jackson, Tara Shelton, good morning. Excuse me. Excuse me. Well, can I ask you a question then? Why are you so sad? Hey, can you use your words, please? Drew? Come see, please. Come see Daddy. Okay, now let's have to tell you something. I have to tell you something. If you're upset, can you please use your words? You can use your words and tell Daddy what's wrong, okay? We're going to do Dad's show. Listen to me. Listen. We're going to do Dad's show. And then, after Dad's show, we'll go for a ride in Mommy's car, okay? And then after we go for a ride in Mommy's car, then Mimi and Mama and Papa will be over here with Lily and Laurel and Aiden and Bimo and Kayla and Anthony and Maria and Dominic. Okay? 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 Okay, let's go see what your Sesame Street ended. Okay, oh yep, it's over. Elmo. Okay, Elmo. Okay, Elmo. Where are you, Elmo? Okay. Anyway, okay. So I need to go back and see if Maneri answered the question about game one and why he started Walker. Walker obviously didn't have a great day. He did an awesome job getting out of the jam in the first inning with a pop-up on the infield and then back-to-back strikeouts. Couldn't get out of it in the second inning. Zoe fast. Okay, couldn't get out of it in the second inning. It felt like when A&M put up that 3 spot, that was probably going to be it, just because it was going to be super hard to get offense going against Asa Lacy. I gotta go. We gotta find Zoe fast here. I'll give LSU baseball a ton of credit for in that first game of the day, fighting back. And as much as nice as it was to see them fight back. Hey Drew, do you want Rocco's boat? Okay, Daddy's gonna get you Rocco's boat. Here we go. Shh, shh, shh. Drew. That's a bit dramatic. Here comes Rocco's boat. Hey, Drew, listen to me. You have to be patient while we find Rocco's boat. We're going to find Rocco's boat. And then Willie Giant. Drew, you have got to be patient, baby. Drew, you have got to be patient, sweetheart. How about Measure? Do you want Measure? You want Measure? Measure. Okay, hey, Drew, listen. Yo, hang on one second. Hang on one second. Hang on. Sorry. Hey, Drew. Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hi. Come see. What do you want? Listen, Mommy will show you Willie the Giant on her phone after she wakes up, okay? Okay? Right now you're going to watch Sesame Street. Okay, watch Sesame Street and then Willie Giant. Okay. Stephen Miller. Brennan looked great throwing some nice routes. He did. Brennan looked really sharp. And there's the old adage, you're always a play away. The ball, he dropped a dime to Racy McMath. The one Racy bobbled kind of down the sideline before the turnover. It's really good. Curry running over Kenan Jones was also impressive. Hey, Cheryl, good morning. Clayton Wolf, good morning. Wes Shin. Is Clyde just holding it down till Emery gets in? I don't know, man. I mean, Clyde's your most veteran guy, obviously. I thought Curry ran the ball well yesterday. And, man, listen, I know Emery is the higher rated guy. I'm telling y'all, man, y'all don't overlook Ty Davis from Southern Lab, man. Like, quietly, people around there will kind of tell you they think Davis might be more, like, impact ready, like immediate impact ready. So, I mean, just keep an eye on that. Jake Nola, good morning. Logan Lee, what'd you think about pitch hitting Bianco in the 8th in game 1? I didn't get it at all. And I can understand just want to get someone else in there. And I do understand with Bianco, because he's got some pop. If he sits fastball and he connects, it could go. So I do understand what Maneri was thinking there in that respect. But the kid's so overmatched at this level right now. He just is. I mean, let me look up Bianco's stats in the season. Not that you'll, if you watch the team, like, you'll get that. I mean, he's obviously been just he's just, I don't want to say bad. That's not fair to the kid. But he's just very overmatched right now. It's not, he's batting 118. 118, y'all. I mean, he's got 14 strikeouts and 34 at bats. He's just. I mean, God bless him. Hopefully he becomes a really good player, and it can happen. Man, he just really struggling right now. Oh yeah. See, Dusty, I missed most of the spring game. I missed that. Oh, this is going fast. I need to catch up. Jamie Fitch, good morning.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dale Broussard. Ever find out why? I guess that was about Henry and Walker. Willie Giant. Yeah. Jake Nola said Cole Henry is Aaron Nola in the making. Jake, I'll tell you this, man. As a freshman, Cole Henry's better than Aaron Nola as a freshman. Wee. Clapping. Drew come. Catherine. I mean, Aaron Nola as a freshman, sometimes you just forget context, like, because Nola is a Cy Young candidate now. Aaron Nola as a freshman was throwing 88, 89. Now, and he was the Sunday guy behind, if you remember in 2012, it was Gosman, Eads, who both became first rounders, and then Nola was the Sunday guy as a freshman. And he was good, man. He was pinpoint accurate. He threw a lot of strikes. And he didn't get into the rotation until later in the season as well. Remember, he had a midweek start against Tulane, and he threw like 8 innings against Tulane. It was awesome, and then that was it. Like, it was like 8 scoreless against Tulane. He was phenomenal at Turchin. And so after that, he joined the rotation, and he never left. But he was 88, 89. Then he sort of bumped the following year up to like 91, 92, and then continue to see an increase. I mean, Cole Henry's already throwing 93, 95. I mean, he's sitting 91, 93, but he can run it up there 95 already. I mean, Cole Henry is already better as a freshman than Nola was as a freshman. I'll put it to you that way. He's got a better arm talent than Nola was as a freshman. With the demeanor and all this stuff, he's pretty special, man. Bruce Parker agreed on the pitching order yesterday. Paul said Walker is used to pitching during the day, Henry at night, which is why the change. Still, I'm with you. I guess so. I mean, if that's the reason, that doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, what do you do? What do you do then when you get into regional play, or when the SEC tournament field comes, or things you don't control? What time you play in the super regional, or in Omaha? I mean, so you're not always gonna have that luxury, man. See, I mean, this guy can't pitch during the day or the night. I think you set up your matchups, and thank God Cole Henry was on, but the way as efficient as he was against that lineup that was struggling, the one thing LSU did in game one that was fantastic is they made Asa Lacy throw a ton of pitches. So they had 3 innings to go out there and hack at A&M's bullpen, and they made it count, man. They put up 3 runs in the 8th. They put a run up in the 9th. It's 6-4. You got runners at second and third with nobody out, and your 2, 3, 4 hitters up. I mean, at that point, first of all, I thought Josh Smith's ball. If you didn't see the game, LSU rallied. They got a couple of knocks in the 9th. They had 2 men on. Josh Smith hit a ball that I thought it was gone. I mean, it was a moonshot to right, and it landed on the base of the wall. I mean, 5 more feet. 5 more feet, and it's tie game. LSU's still batting with nobody out, with Watson up, with 2, 3, 4 up. They're going to win the game. But Smith's ball hits the base of the wall, so now you got runners at second and third. You're down 2, and you've got Watson, Duplantis, Reed coming up. All you need is Alexander's. If one of those guys gets a hit, game's tied. Ground ball to the right side, you're within a run with a runner on third. And then you can ground ball to the right side, you can go sack fly to tie it. I mean, you had so many options there if you put the ball in play. It was second and third, nobody out. Watson strikes out, Duplantis strikes out, Reed flies out. Now, Reed just poked one to the right center gap, and the center fielder just made a hell of a play. Got a great read on it, great jump, and ranged over to his left and to the right center gap, and made the play. I mean, that sucks. But the other part about game one, it's hard to bemoan some of those missed opportunities because LSU committed 5 errors in the game. Man, that's, and especially on a day where you were trying to ask Eric Walker to go match Asa Lacy. I mean, jeez, like, you just can't give them anything on a day like that where everything's going to be so hard for you to get. You know what I mean? And what inning was it where they had back-to-back errors? Mama's car. Home Depot. Out. I mean, Reed made a throwing error, run scored, and then Beloso dropped a pop-up in foul territory, like right next to the first base bag, just didn't squeeze it. Then they got a base hit, another run scored. It's like, that's how 3 became 5 like that. I mean, it stunk, man. That was, like, for a team that's been pretty good defensively, to see them make 5 errors was uncharacteristic and discouraging because, despite as good as Asa Lacy was, and he was awesome, as good as advertised, they still had a chance to win that game, but for the self-inflicted wounds. And that's tough to swallow. Let's see. EJ Camber, good morning, Matt and Drew. I know it was the 3rd game, but 9 runs against good pitching staff was great to see. It is. I was going back and forth with somebody on Twitter who's like, we need back to the hitting coach thing, right? And I was like, no, we need to not face a guy who throws 98 from the left side, who leads the SEC in strikeouts, and is going to be a top 10 pick next year. Like, I think sometimes we forget or just choose to not acknowledge the fact that the other team is running out a really good pitcher in the SEC, especially right now. Like, imagine what it was. Think of it this way. Imagine what it was like for other teams' fans to watch their offense against Aaron Nola. Right? I'm sure that had to be terribly frustrating for them. Why can't we hit this guy? Why can't we get the hits? Why we strike out all the time? Why can't we put the ball in play? Right? I mean, that's what LSU's going through, because you have guys that are pros going, like, situationally, you have guys that are pros going against college hitters. Like Asa Lacy is a pro. He's throwing he was sitting 95 from the left side, running it up to 98. 95, that's right. 95. 95.
95's car.
95's car, that's true. I mean, 98 from the left side? That guy doesn't show up to pitch in college. And I asked Kendall Rogers, it's like, how did this guy get on campus? And he said, last year he was, as a prep prospect, he was 88, 89. Last year he was 90, 91. And then this year he just saw an increase in velocity as well. He's worked, Rob Childress has worked with him, and he's increased his velo as a sophomore, and he's obviously taking care of his body. You can see kids well put together. I mean, that was the first time I've seen him. I mean, I've read his stat lines. I've heard about it. First time I've seen him. He was awesome, man. I mean, he's a pro. There's no doubt. He's a pro. I mean, he is a top of the rotation guy at the major league. He stays healthy. He is a top of the rotation guy at the major league level. The kid that threw yesterday for LSU. That's all there is to it. And you got handcuffed by him. Now, their closer's pretty good, and you did work on him in the ninth. So LSU hit some good pitching this weekend, man. Mike Sylvester, good morning. Jeb Whitley, sorry, I meant to say Cole Henry's a beast. Honestly, Brennan looked a little more comfortable, which I found encouraging. Brennan's put himself together a little more. He's gained some weight. He obviously can throw the ball, and he's more comfortable in that offense. I'm not saying Burrow isn't, but that's more of what Brennan did in high school when he set the Mississippi record. It was everything was shotgun, quick release, pass, timing. I mean, he's just more comfortable in that. Let's see. Andrew Bayer, what's up with Gilbert? Still coming back from shoulder surgery, man. There's some guys who never make it back from shoulder surgery, man. The shoulder is... You can come back from elbow. You can come back from Tommy John, right? You can come back stronger. Shoulder, not everybody makes it back from that, man. Brian Casebon, good morning. Robin Debitaz, good morning. Craig Savoy, what's up? Bo Major, hey. Pierre, sorry, scroll back. Pierre Escaro, Riex, Escaro or Escare? Escure. That's an interesting name. I haven't seen that last name. Anyway, all sports aside, you were great with your son. Oh, cool. Thank you. I admire you as a father. Thank you, Pierre. That's very kind, man. Drew's my greatest gift, man. My daily dose of perspective. He's our why in life. Some people wonder why I don't let negativity bother me. As far as like people are negative about my show or things I do, that's why. I come home and I look at him every day. I don't care what anonymous Twitter guy says about me or if he hates my show. I don't care. All I care about is that I'm doing right by my son. But thank you, Pierre. Great dose of perspective, man. Mark Allen, I hope our left tackle and right tackle put in more work, man. Austin Deculus did not look good. They got an issue, man. They got an issue at tackle. Because one of the things we talked about yesterday going into the game that I wanted to see was the offensive line sort of dominate because the defensive line was so thin. And you let Apuaika, you let a freshman early enrollee push you around. You let Andre Anthony come off the edge and whip you. They got a problem. They got a problem at tackle. Now, you can offset that with the quick passing game. You can absolutely offset that. You get rid of the ball quickly. Bless you. I mean, part of the reason that the Saints are always one of the best in offensive lines as far as fewest sacks allowed is, they got good linemen, but Drew Brees gets rid of the ball so quickly. Dad show. Same with Tom Brady. I mean, the best ones do it, and they do it functionally within their offense.
Mommy car.
We will go in Mommy's car after Dad show. Stephen Miller, thank you for the share. Sharing is caring. A&M literally scored 5 runs on 2 hits. Hell of a noise in the 9th, but you always hope your leaders come up with productive outs in that spot or hits. I mean, but you're absolutely right. I mean, the 5 runs on 2 hits was maddening, especially when they went from 3 runs to 5. And even the 3-run double, Walker had 2 outs, and he's facing the 9-hole hitter who was batting 180 something on the season, 195 on the season, and he walked. And then he walked the leadoff guy, and then gave up the 3-run double. bear down and throw it over the plate against the 9-hole hitter, and he's probably going to get himself out. There's an 85% chance he gets himself out. That was disappointing because they could have swept the series. Then again, they could have lost the series because game 1 they needed a plum miracle with the ball glancing off that kid's glove to let Broussard score the first run of the game for LSU in the 8th or the 7th. So I guess sometimes it works like that. Let's see. Chad Dupuis, Troy Hebert, Cole Henry is amazing. He is, man. He's so fun to watch. You got him for 3 years. Douglas Duhan, Jason DeRoche, good morning. Let's see. Steven, question about the second game last night. Why didn't anyone let P Money know he should challenge texting him second run? So, full disclosure, Steven, we were at dinner for my mother-in-law's birthday. I saw you tweet that, and I did not see the play. I didn't pick up with the game until I think the 4th inning or thereabouts. When LSU tied it. Whenever that was, Watson hit the homer. That's whenever, but they tied it and then Watson hit the homer. Anyway, that's when I picked up with the game. So I missed the first 3 innings or so, I guess. So I didn't see what you're talking about. I was trying to follow on Twitter just to see what was happening, but I didn't see it. Let's see, Ryan Dixon. Can you ask Terrio if he believes some of Duplantis' slump is due to him hitting home runs? Seems like his swing has changed now to more power type instead of contact. So, Ryan, we actually did talk about that last Friday. Not this past Friday, but the Friday before on Friday, right, Radio Hour. And we did sort of talk about that, about how Duplantis has made his living hitting the ball to the opposite field. And the reason is if you excuse me, the way he was explaining it was, if you stay back, and you're, if you're looking fastball, and you keep your hands inside of the ball always, even when you're out front and breaking pitch, you pull it. But if fastball comes and you're ready for it, you can hit it opposite field. Anyway, he said essentially, that he was just getting pull happy, which makes sense. I mean, that's why he's yanking the ball over the fence. Now, there was a good piece this week. I think maybe. Who did it? Maybe Wilson did it at The Advocate. And Duplantis talked about each one of his home runs this year. He broke down each home run and what happened, what the count was, whatever, and why he was pulling. It was an interesting read on it. Essentially said he's changed his approach and he's tweaked his swing, which has allowed him to get more power. He said he's not actively trying to pull or he's still trying to go the opposite way, but a tweak in his swing has caused him to pull the ball a little more. But I agree with you, man. It's like, I don't want to see Duplantis put the ball in the air like that. That's not his role. Hey. What? Use your words. What? Use your words. Tell Daddy what you want. What do you want? You want fast?
Measure fast.
Measure fast. Okay. Measure fast. Thank you for asking so nicely, Drew. Anyway, so to answer your question but specifically your question, same thing happened to Kramer in 2017, if you remember. Kramer was never really a home run guy. He got a few out of there, and all of a sudden he was hitting everything in the air because he was trying to go yard. You have to realize you're not a home run hitter. And that's not the role they need you to play in the leadoff spot. So for Duplantis, a big truck. They don't need him hitting home runs. It's not to say he can't, but he's going to have warning track power most of the time. Like, he's got to get a hold of it to get it over the fence. Anyway, but also, I don't think that's the reason that he had a bad couple of days. I think it's because he's a lefty facing Doxakis and Lacey, and nobody was having success against them. Except Cade Beloso, who had a really nice day yesterday. That, for me, offensively, one of the most encouraging things this weekend was Beloso, because I talked about Beloso in the first weekend of the season, where, you remember he hit the walk-off to right field against Air Force, Army, whichever game they played second, when he hit the walk-off homer to right. In that game, he had a single to left, he lined out to center, and he hit the home run to right. He was using all fields. Last, against Georgia and A&M were playing a shift against Cade Beloso. 3 infielders to the right side. They were playing him to pull everything. I'm like, what happened to the guy that was using all fields? You don't shift against that guy, because if you leave a hole in the left side, he's going to put. That's happened to Reed yesterday. Why were they shifting Reed? He had a bouncing ball to the left side and got it was on Friday. Bouncing ball to the left side, he got on first base. Like, why are you shifting against that guy, right? Anyway, but I was encouraged to see Beloso hit the ball up the middle yesterday. I had 3 hits up the middle yesterday, which was great to see. Hey, Dad. Good morning. Sean Berthelot, Tyler Coleman. Heck, Leonard didn't look bad himself yesterday. We have a full herd of studs at running back. I don't know that you have a herd of studs. Let's not forget like what studs look like. Studs look like Leonard Fournette and Darius Geis and Jeremy Hill. You don't have a herd of studs. You don't. You got a herd of ponies, of put together ponies. How about that? That could maybe become thoroughbreds, but not studs yet. Come on out. You don't have anybody on campus right now that looks like Fournette or Geis or Hill. You just don't. Not to say you can't be functional at running back, okay? But and maybe we're just arguing semantics, but let's not get it twisted here, man. Mark Landry, Matt Anderson, let's see, Carlton Cisco, good morning, Troy Abear. What website do you look up for NCAA baseball stats? If you just Google NCAA baseball statistics, and it'll take you, you'll have a hyperlink for NCAA.com to their website page. That's just what I do. I think the NCAA's website has it. Michael Browning, good morning. Brian Casebon, you're a great day. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that, man. Stephen Miller, Gamogging to the Cisco kid. That's funny. Brian and Robin, Marcel Thibodeau, good morning. Mark Allen, I'm going to Home Depot this morning. Does Drew need anything? That's funny. No, I think we're good. I don't know that Drew ever needs... Oh, okay, listen. Come see. I'll tell you something. What? No, don't you block anybody. This is not a block part. Ooh, who are you blocking there? Uh-oh, Everett, he had you in the crosshairs, Everett. Hey, Drew. Okay. Listen, there we go. Okay. Do you want Sesame Street? Hey, do you want more? Do you want Robert? Do you want to see Robert?
Elmo.
You want Elmo. Okay. We'll see Elmo. Which Elmo do you want? Elmo. There you go. Okay, here comes Elmo. Hello, Elmo. Oh, man. Shout out to Brock, by the way, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. 5 locations. Y'all getting out and about this weekend. Maybe the kids playing in some... Ooh, that's all crooked. Kids are playing in some baseball, softball tournaments, maybe some soccer games. Maybe you are a weekend warrior out there like Gordy Rush in an adult over 40 soccer league running around. You strain your calf. You pull your thigh. You pop your knee out of socket. Go see the docs over at Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. They are the best. Brock. Let's see. Justin Hutchinson, good morning. Michael Brown, good morning. Wish I could catch you more. Doing a lot of driving between Texas and New Mexico. No cell service out here. All good, man. Whenever you get there, you can catch us because this stays on the Facebook page and on YouTube as well. If you've not done so yet, by the way, I should mention, I need to start mentioning this more. Matt Moscone YouTube channel, if you have a Google account, you have a YouTube account. So if you would go subscribe to my YouTube channel, that'd be awesome as well. Thank you. It's free. Just hit the subscribe button. Let's see. Craig Sandoval, what's up? Dusty Revere, Zach Watson was great last night. He was, and I was glad to see that because he had a rough weekend other than that. Coach Fast.
Go fast.
Oh, okay, Fast. Sorry. Yeah, you do need Coach. Oh, very good. How did you know this was Coach? Oh, because they did the word of the day. Okay. Let's calm down and think. this is Calm Down and Think, where Elmo needs a coach to help him calm down and think so he can win the great prize, which was a bicycle horn. And then later, when they explain the word of the day, it's Pau Gasol, who helps you learn the word coach. Coach. Let's see. Chris Keller, good morning. Zach Watson does look like it looks like he's pressing at the plate, though. He had a good night last night. He's first pitch swinging like every at-bat, man. He's just up there free swinging. I respect him. He's getting his hacks, but he looks like he's guessing a lot. Anyway, Brian Arsenault, good morning. Troy Hebert, do you think Smith is going to be a first-round pick? No, I don't. But I think he'll have a decision to make after this year for sure. I think he'll be a top 100 pick. So I think he'll go in the first 3 rounds. I'm guessing there. But I think the fact that he can hit for average, he's got pop. I don't think he'll ever be a power hitter, but he can hit for power. He's shown he can play either third or short at this level. And I think they'll figure out, when he gets to the next level where he settles in. If it's at third, short, he'll or second, but either way. And runs pretty well. And obviously has the arm. I mean, he's a pro. Kyle Peterson said on the broadcast last night, like, he's a pro. It's a matter of kind of deciding where he's going to be. But he's a pro. There's no question. First round pick, I don't think so. Brian Arsenault, bunt, LOL. No, don't bunt. Never bunt. Steven, all we need was 2 productive outs from those guys. We're tied up after Smith's double. But K's got us again. No question, man. And those are the guys you want up, man. You got Watson, Duplantis, Reed. Those are the 3 you want. Just put the ball in play. Put the ball in play, and you're tied. Anyway. Eric Netterville, what's up? Jonathan Taylor, what's up? David Childers, what's up? Jason Meeks, Jesse McCormick, good morning. Jake Nola, Lacey at 96 in the 6th inning. Bro, he was on fire. I was listening. So, I don't know if y'all heard. So, Hunt Palmer did the color analysis on radio for the first game of the doubleheader. It was a busy day on campus, obviously, so I don't know where Doug was. Remember, it was supposed to be a 7 o'clock game on Saturday. They weren't supposed to have anything during the day. People are like, hey, man, why aren't people at this game? Like, well, it's Saturday and people had plans. So only on Friday did they announce they were going to play a game at 2 o'clock on Saturday. It's not everybody can change their entire weekend plans. Anyway, so Hunt did the color on the first game. So I got on the app and listened to the broadcast and synced it up with the TV broadcast. So I was listening to Chris Blair and Hunt Palmer on the call. Hunt did an awesome job, man. If y'all didn't get a chance to hear it, he's there. I don't know anybody that watches more baseball than Hunt. He knows the game just so intimately, and obviously he loves LSU baseball and follows it and has followed it for a long time and knows the leagues as well. If you did not hear it, you should go to the app and see if they have the games archived. You should go listen. He was fantastic. He really, really was. I was happy for him. Something I know he's wanted to do for a long time. Let's see, Brian Falgu. I used to tell my father-in-law the other team gives scholarship too. So right, the other team is giving credit for good play. Cookie Elephant. Hey, listen, Mommy will show you Cookie Elephant when she wakes up. Mommy will show you Cookie Elephant when she wakes up. Woo! Okay. Hey.
Baby elephant.
Baby elephant. Come down that tree. Huh? Haircut?
Yes, son. Oh, what?
All right. Shake, shake, shake your peanut. Baby elephant. Come down that tree. Right?
Drew come.
Drew, come.
Catherine.
Catherine, I love you. Go watch Sesame. All right, let's see. Gary Tomplay, good morning. Hey, Rocco, what's up, Mike? Let's see. I've been hearing a lot of chirping about Maneri should be replaced. He's been here too long, etc. The game has changed, as we all know, but he should have more than one CWS title. What's your take on it? Rocco, I think that's the stupidest argument I hear from fans, and I hear a lot of them. I'll put it to you this way. Mark Martin, Florida State. This is the best example. He's won 2,000 games during 39 years at Florida State. He has been to regionals. He's been to super regionals. He's been to Omaha a dozen times, or however many times it is, 19 times. He's never won a national championship. Is he a bad coach? No. Like, there is a level of, there are variables involved that when you get to Omaha, it's an 8-team tournament, and the best team doesn't always win. I mean, Coastal Carolina won a national championship. Fresno State won a national championship. I mean, it's sometimes the best team does win. Last year, Oregon State was the best team, and they won the national championship. Cool. And sometimes it happens, and sometimes it doesn't happen like that. Maneri's job is to make sure that LSU is in position to be there every year. And they currently are tied with Stanford in the super regional era, the longest streak of being a top 8 national seed with like 6 straight years. I mean, it's, y'all. Paul's job is, I'm not saying the guy's flawless, okay? He's obviously got flaws. Everyone's talking about the hitting coaches. I don't love that he's hiring former players whose first job ever are full-time staff members at LSU. That said, I think Nolan Cain's done a phenomenal job as recruiting coordinator. How do you argue the contrary? I mean, sheesh, the guy just signed the best class in the history of the program. That's not hyperbole. Like, literally, 3 guys that passed on 7 figures to come to campus. Like, anyway. But his job is to have you in the running every year, to be there. And they did. And the flip side of it, which a lot of people don't, I was having this conversation yesterday with a former, like, LSU player, played in the skip era. Is like, you got to have bigger bats. The problem with Maneri with his lineup, where all the guys look the same. You don't have those big, powerful bats in the middle. I'm like, that's true. Like, that, there's no counter argument to that. It is true, but the counter is true as well. Which, number one, kids that hit for power don't show up on campus. That's why Daniel Cabrera is so rare. If you're coming out of high school and you hit for power, typically a pro team is going to scoop you up. But if you're Daniel Cabrera and your dream has always been to play at LSU, you pass on $1.5 million to come to LSU. That's an outlier. That doesn't happen anywhere else. So that's why Cabrera is so rare. So sometimes guys develop, like Dykeman. His power developed. He was certainly a big bat, but he developed as a player, and his power came along throughout his career. Sometimes that happens as well. But typically, the power bats don't show up on campus. That's one. Number two, if you are recruiting just a power bat, and like he's just a guy that all they do is hit for power, if they don't hit, then you're at a disadvantage, because in that era, you could sign as many players. Skip could have 50 players on his roster if he wanted. So he could have a guy and be patient with him and let him develop for 3 years, 4 years to see if ultimately he could contribute at some point in his career. In this era, you don't have that luxury. You have a 35-man roster limit. That's it. So everybody has to play a role. You can't just say, well, we'll just be patient with this guy and see if he develops. And typically, if that guy shows up and he's not playing, he transfers now to go somewhere where he can play. Look at a guy like Brennan Bro. If Brennan Bro had waited 3 years and played, he would have been a really good player. But he still would have been behind Duplantis and Watson and Cabrera. And anyway. And if you do recruit that big bat, Maneri did this. After they struggled in Omaha, in that ballpark, he realized he probably needed a power bat. You remember Bryce Adams a couple of years back? They signed Bryce Adams. All Bryce Adams was, he was a power bat. He was a guy that was going to DH or stand on first base and just hit homers. Like, that was your job. Well, if you go get that guy from JUCO and the power doesn't translate, or he's not able to hit pitching at this level, you've wasted a roster spot, because that guy can't play anywhere else in the field for you. So it's a waste of a spot. It's a waste of a roster spot. So it's a tough thing to balance. Like in a past era, when you're putting your roster together, you can go sign Bryce Adams, sign 5 of them, and see if one of those guys can hit. And if you can, you put him in the lineup. And if not, just sit him on the bench. No harm, no foul. Now you don't have that luxury. You just don't. So it's different, man. I don't. The people that say Maneri should have won more titles, I just think I think that's rooted in ignorance. It's just a really hard thing to do. And you can say, well, how did Pat Casey win multiple? Pat Casey's a great coach too. I mean, he's had phenomenal teams, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but you know, I don't know how you're faulting Maneri for the success he's had in the program. That's all. Long answer. But it's an involved question, and I hate that question. I mean, I'm not saying the guy's flawless. I'm not saying he's not made mistakes, but I mean, I don't know what else you want. Philip Kearney, good morning. Let's see, Travis McGraw, Tim Roussel, what's up? Ryan Jackson, did anyone hear how dominant Ika was on the D-line yesterday? Even though it was a spring game, he should be a force during the season. He's got to get into playing shape. He's already lost some weight, which is good to see. I'll still maintain if you're counting on a true freshman defensive lineman, that's a problem. And as a rotation player, fine. If you're expecting him to come in and be a dominant player, I mean, even Glenn Dorsey didn't come in as a dominant player. Very few on the defensive line show up as a dominant player. Robbie Compton, who do you think is going to play center? There were problems with the exchange yesterday. It's Cushingberry's job. I don't think that changes. Did Auburn get screwed with the double dribble? Did they? Oh, how brutal was that? Can you imagine if that was your team? I mean, that game should have been over. Auburn should be in the national title game. Mina? What, bud? I love you.
Mommy car.
Mom, hey, listen, after Dad's show, we'll go for a ride in Mommy's car. We'll get dressed and go for a ride in Mommy's car, okay? We can go there. Yep. What's that walk? Walk. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Dawn, good morning. Carrie Montz, good morning. If y'all haven't hit the share button yet, always appreciate that when you do. Appreciate everybody for watching as always. And if you could like the Brock page, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, appreciate them for sponsoring Morning Scone. Dusty Duplantis changed his swing to get a better launch angle. Talked a little bit about that earlier. EJ Cambry, 4 out of 6 wins against great teams with a chance to win the other 2. Let's throw away the panic button. True. Right now, LSU is pacing exactly where they want to be. We talk about it all the time. 20-10 gets you a national seed, which means the road to Omaha goes through Baton Rouge. That's what you want. Through 4 weeks, you're 8-4. You're pacing perfectly. And look at how the schedule goes next. You are at Missouri. They're not very good. That is a sweepable series. I'm never going to say like you should go sweep, especially when it's on the road. But that is a sweepable series against Missouri. You're home against Florida, who is not Florida. Like the Florida you have in your mind about those dominant teams that O'Sullivan's had, this ain't that. Florida comes here. Then you go to Alabama, which is the worst team in the SEC. Then you come back home against Ole Miss, which is a series you should absolutely win as well. I mean, you've got over the next month, you got a serious opportunity to make some hay right now. Hey, what did you do? Fast. Okay. Let's see. Carrie Hughes. Good morning, Carrie. Joseph Roy. Sean Walsh. Troy Fuselier. Good morning, Troy. Let's see. Sydney Bonnet. Good morning. We'll see when Emery and Davis get here. I guess going back to like the studs. I'm so behind them. Ooh, hey. The Stingley interception. Terry talking about Stingley interception. That was fun. Hey, Drew. What do you want? Ooh, 8:24. We've been going to this about an hour already, haven't we? Let's see. Lee Green. Good. Yeah, Stingley's interception was fun. You could tell he belongs, right? That was one of the other things we wanted to see physically. He just belongs. Everett email almost blocked again. You were right there, Everett. Let's see. Dusty, I'm sure I can speak for everyone. Seeing Drew is wonderful, but even better to see your patience. Thank you, man. That's very kind. Lori Prophet. Charlie Gale. Thank you for the share. Cheers. Sharing is caring. Who you got, Texas Tech or Virginia? Virginia feels like they should have been eliminated twice, kind of like Duke, and then ultimately Duke got theirs. I kind of feel like Virginia should have been out of this tournament already. I think Texas Tech is going to win it. I think Texas Tech is going to win the championship. You want Grover fast? You want Grover fast? Elmo. Okay. Okay. There you go. All right. Yeah, so Charlie, put me down for Texas Tech, man. That guy that placed the you saw where that guy placed that $1,500 wager at 200 to 1 on Texas Tech to win the national championship before the season started. He's in line to make $300,000. His ticket, it was up on a secondary marketplace where you could buy, an odd swap or whatever it was called. I hope he kept it, man. I think they're going to win. I think Texas Tech's going to win the national championship. Michael Costello, good morning. Philip Kearney, got to love 8-4 after 2 big series with the upcoming schedule and guys returning. There's no question. When you think about, all right, so they're pacing for 20-10. You're already through. LSU schedule is front loaded. You have made it through the toughest part of your schedule by far. Your schedule is going to lighten up. You're going to get Cabrera back. You won the series this weekend without Cabrera, by the way. You're going to get Cabrera back, Marceau, Hill, Storrs threw a bullpen yesterday. Even if all you get out of him is like what you got out of Renato in 08, Renato came back around regional and closed some games and just maybe pitched 8-10 innings on the season, maybe. Even if that's all you get out of him, just another big power arm in the bullpen, give you an inning here or there. Alexander, it just gives you another healthy guy, right? Walk. Lanning. Wow. Let's see. Troy Abear, how close are Marceau, Hill, Storrs, Costello to coming back? I don't know about Costello. They did say both Marceau and Storrs threw bullpens yesterday before the first game of the doubleheader, which is fantastic to see. Them get on the mound and throw instead of just doing flat toss. So that's a sign of progress. So today, if they're pain free, then maybe, Maneri said you might see Marceau in a game in the midweek this week. So if you can get an inning out of Marceau, just give him some mound time. It'd be great to see him back there. See how he does. Let's see. Robert Gremion, good morning. Ben Clark, good morning. Sean Walsh, too many Tigers hitting near below the Mendoza line. It's true. I would also say that, y'all think about this. Like, this is what happened to this lineup with Cabrera out. Brant Broussard was DHing yesterday, hitting 5th. Brant Broussard? The guy who came and cracked the lineup with Hal Hughes? Like, that guy's DHing and hitting 5th? Anyway, you get Cabrera back. At some point, you're also going to get Gavin Dugas back, Gavin Dugas can flat hit. Now, he has not seen SEC pitching yet. He was off to a really good start at the beginning of the season against ULM and Army and Air Force and Hofstra, whoever else they faced, or Bryant, whoever they played. Let's see how he looks when he comes back. If he can hit SEC pitching, if he can, you got your answer at second base. Willis is another bat that seems to have come along as well. So, you get some options. Let's see. Sidney Bonnet. Yeah, crazy. We have 2 starters hitting below 200 when Hal Hughes is in. That's 3. So, look, the onus is on the top of the order, right? That's why Maneri has clustered those 5 guys together. And, with Smith, Watson, Duplantis, Cabrera, Reed, when Cabrera's in the line, he clusters all 5 of them in order to say, this is our murderer's row. We're going to get all of our production right here. Anything from the rest of the owner is lagniappe. But when those first 5 aren't hitting, the back's not hitting. So it magnifies the problem. So, anyway. Richie Mercer, Matt, in my opinion, Cole Henry needs to be moved to Friday night. Hess to Sunday. Thoughts? No. Dusty Revere, Skip isn't coming back. Paul is solid. I feel would get anyone better. Right now, sure. I don't know. You could go try to get a younger coach, but look at Mississippi State, for example. They went and hired Chris Lemonis, who was at Indiana, really good. Gotten them in the postseason, made some good runs. But LSU's kind of a different beast, though, man. It is, and I think we all understand this, but sometimes we don't think about it. Like, LSU baseball is a pressure cooker, unlike any other place. Like, I was having this conversation yesterday or on Friday with a buddy of mine who does radio, and I said Baton Rouge is literally, and I mean this in the most literal sense. There is not another one. There is no other place in this country, nowhere, where on sports talk radio you could talk about who is going to DH, like a change at DH in the college baseball team's lineup. And that's a topic that people can talk about in radio, and people actually care about. Willie Giant. Well, hey, after Mommy wakes up, you can watch Willie the Giant, okay? I'm dead serious. Like, do you start Hughes or Broussard at second? The fact that we're having that conversation, that happens literally nowhere else. Nowhere else does that happen. There is no other sports talk market where people have that kind of nuanced discussion about college baseball. Nowhere. So if you're a college baseball coach, you come from Indiana, and you're used to having 200 people at your game, and now you show up and there's 10,000 people at every game, and you're doing radio interviews, and people are always on your behind because Maneri's been to Omaha. Let's see, he went in 8, 9, 13, 15, 17. So he's been 5. Am I missing one, or is that it? He's been 5 times. Maneri's been to Omaha 5 times, and he's won a national title, and people are on his butt that he hasn't won more. Like, okay. Willie Giant. Hey, listen. You're going to have to wait until Mommy wakes up to see Willie the Giant, okay? Hey, listen. Do you want to see... Do you want Music Magic? Elmo? How about Elmo? Let's see. All right, y'all. We're close to wrapping this up here. Grant Vaillant, good morning. Sydney, in my opinion, Henry needs a bigger body of work to deserve a move to Friday. Hess has come around as a veteran leader. Yeah, Hess is listen. So someone asked a question a bit ago, and I was dismissive of it. I'll tell you why. For the same reason that Asa Lacy, who is the best pitcher on A&M staff, is pitching on Saturday. You got a veteran guy on Friday who's proven he can win in those Friday night battles. You have an appetite. You have a decided advantage in every Saturday because Cole Henry's been awesome. And then you have an advantage on Sunday because Eric Walker is going to be a much better option than most teams that will have TBA. So you set up your rotation as such. And if like next year with no Hess, if Henry continues progressing the way he is, he looks like he's got all the metal and makeup and moxie of a Friday night guy, which would be awesome. And if you have that guy, fantastic. But sometimes you don't throw your best guy on Friday if you don't like. South Carolina. So for example, South Carolina, we talk about arm injuries. South Carolina's got 8 pitchers on the shelf right now. Like, they're depleted. They have one guy that is a veteran starter. Not even a stud, but like that's a veteran starter. They're throwing him on Saturday because they know he's not good enough to beat teams on Friday. So they essentially say, all right, if we get a bats come around, we do well, we'll take Friday, but this gives us our best chance to take a game in the series. And if you win one of the first 2, then Sunday typically is a battle of attrition in the SEC, so you give it your best go. How you organize your rotation is strategic. It's not just say, okay, well, Henry's pitching the best of the 3, put him in Friday. It's not as easy as that. When you have an Aaron Nola, who's the national pitcher of the year, yes, he's your Friday night guy because you feel like he can beat anybody in the country and he's going to get you off to a start winning game 1, which he did pretty much every time in his career. I don't think you can say that definitively, even though Cole Henry's been fantastic. you can't say that definitively. Every time you give him the ball, you're expecting 7 or 8 innings of shutout or one-run baseball. Last week was a case in point against Mississippi State. He was really good, but he only pitched 5 innings. He ran up his pitch count. He was out of the game. Anyway. Hey, Nancy, good morning. Let's see, Sydney. Amazing A&M has 6 lefties, and we have all of 0. It's what they recruited. And you just beat them 2 out of 3. So which would you rather have? Brian Wynn, good morning. Nick Ori, Paul builds teams for Omaha. It's not Rosenblatt. Craig Schilling, what's up, dude? Brian Robert, will Jaden Hill come back this year? We desperately need him in the weekend rotation. I don't think you desperately need him in the weekend rotation. If he comes back the way he was pitching, then now that's phenomenal. But I don't think you desperately need him in the weekend rotation. I think you've got a really good rotation right now. Let's see. Sounds like Saul Garza. You're talking about? I guess that's probably about the big bats. Yeah. Appetite fast. Very good. Lee McCaffrey. Good morning. I'm gonna move quick here. If Walker doesn't get hurt, Paul has another national championship. Probably. Because you wouldn't have been starting Russell Reynolds in Game 1 of the championship series. And if you win one of those first 2, then Lang gets to pitch Game 3. And yeah, that probably does happen. Yeah. Brian Robert, that Asa pitcher was a dude, straight up. Still a 98 from the left side. That guy doesn't pitch in college. Anyway. Andrew Baer, why was Broussard DH last night and why was he in the 5-hole yesterday? I think they just they didn't want to string together all left-handed bats. They wanted to break it up with a righty. And so that's why, I'm certain that's why Paul did it. Because he had Watson in the 2-hole, so he went lefty, righty, lefty, lefty, righty. He was just trying to break it up and not have this string of all lefties. I'm sure that's why he did it. But why was he DHing? Probably just to get another right-handed bat in the lineup. Let's see. Broussard was putting it in play, and Willis was striking out, and Garza was striking out. I like Garza DHing in the second game, and I talked about why yesterday, and Paul did it. And I figured that's what he would do. Runs were going to be hard to come by against Lacey. Really good fastball pitcher. You put a right-handed bat in the lineup that can hit a fastball over the fence, change the scoreboard, so you don't have to piece together 3 hits to get a run. A guy that can just run into one and run it out of the yard. I like conceptually why they put Garza in. It just didn't pay off. Brian Robert, can Gio play second base when Cabrera comes back? Seems to be the weakest position, but besides catcher. So for whatever it's worth, second base defensively is the easiest of the positions on the infield to play. We've talked about that a bunch with Terry. It's like you can stick anybody at second base as long as they can make the throw to turn the double play. It's it. I mean, that's really the only thing. Can they do it from that side of the bag? So I don't even really worry about it from that defensively from that standpoint. I just wanted Giacomo to keep hitting, and boy, the triple last night was awesome. Thought he had walked. I'm glad he didn't because they tripled on the next pitch. But for second base, keep an eye on Dugas when he comes back. That's the guy that has the best shot, I think, to go take that if he can hit when he comes back. Florida has maybe one left-handed pitcher. Our lineup should do well. Sidney Bonnet, only thing I can figure is because he was a righty, we seem to be shorthanded with righty platoon players. Was surprised we stuck with so many left-handed bats in the series, but I think it's because we don't have right-handed options. That's exactly what it is. I mean, Garza's a right-handed option, but Mathis has been a better catcher. Bianco's a right-handed option, but he strikes out way too much. I mean, all your bats are lefty. Willis is a lefty. Beloso's a lefty. DiGiacomo's a lefty. You didn't have Cabrera, but Cabrera's a lefty. I mean, that's exactly why. Let's see. Do you know how many people were in attendance at the spring game? No idea. And LSU hasn't released that. I could try to ask if they kept any turnstile numbers, but... Trevor Cassard, what do you think about moving Henry to Saturdays, Walker to Sundays? That's exactly what they're doing right now. Yesterday, they just flipped him. Someone said, Paul Monero said after the games, because Henry's used to pitching at night, and Walker's used to pitching during the day, so that's why they flipped him, which I don't like that decision yesterday. I would have pitched Henry against Asa Lacy and had Walker in Game 3, but anyway. But I'm not the coach. Would have been a perfect series for Garza. Garza did start Game 2 and did not do well. Let's see. Garza ended up with... Hey, bud. Let's see what Garza did on Saturday. Or Game 2. Let's see. Garza went... Garza was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And what's interesting is I even said yesterday, I think I tweeted this, like, I like starting Garza. I was like, I don't care if he's 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a homer. Like, strike out 3 times, but give me the homer, just run into one. Well, he got the 3 strikeouts down, but he only had 3 bats. Which means had he batted in the ninth, had they gotten to him, he would have hit a homer. Let's see. Lawrence Robillard, Dustin Roussel, good morning. Sidney Bonnet last weekend they did pitch. Yeah, that's okay. We talked about them flipping. Let's see. Matt getting his cardio this morning, the up and down. He is. Get my squats. Let's see. Jeff Markin, good morning. Matt, I'm so disappointed in the LSU baseball team 8-4. They should be 12-0 fireman area now. Deb James, I'm from Texas, and I'm also choosing Tech to win it all. Is Ole Miss that good or is Florida that bad this year? Florida's that bad. Florida doesn't have any pitching. It's for this Florida team, for this Florida program with Kevin O'Sullivan, it's an outlier. It's like in 2011 when LSU missed postseason play altogether. It's a rarity, man. But they have no pitching. It's for this program that's weird, but they can't pitch. Lawrence Corbin, good morning. Let's see. Paul Melanson, good morning. Barry Alvarado, what's up? Mark Demolin, good morning. John Boudreau, what's up, John? Good morning. It's good news for your family this week. Exciting news, I should say, for your family this week. Jeremy Barbe, good morning. Stephen Beach, Dickie V said anything about Duke and Nike. I saw that. That guy, that attorney, what's his name? Michael Avenatti. That's it, right? He's basically, dude, yesterday he tweeted a Dropbox link to copies of bank statements for money wired to DeAndre Ayton's family and handlers and Bull's family and handlers. He's like naming names. You know what this feels like? When Canseco wrote Juiced, a lot of people laughed at him, but it turned out everything was right. And he knew all because he did all. And he was the juicer who was willing to pull back the covers and shine the light on everything. And Avenatti's kind of doing the same thing right now. Like, he's a slime ball. He's definitely not a good guy. But it's not just him lobbing accusations. Like, he's got the paper trail, too. Which is... Like, I think everyone just acknowledges and accepts the fact that guys get paid, that it's sleazy, that there's, that seedy underground and whatever. But to actually see the bank statements and the wire transaction receipts and everything, like, to see the paper trail of it and him, like, naming names and, like... Go look in 2016 and 2017 to now. Shonda Sanders Consulting. Look at the payments in this file of blah, blah. Like, exactly where it is for Zion. The payments to Zion's mom. It's like, ooh. Jonathan Teitelbaum, good morning. With all the talent, why are we stuck with either Hal or Brandt at second? They kill it on D, but no offense. And... Well, I mean, Dugas, the guy, I tell you, you hope that either Broussard or Dugas or Hughes would have been hitting, but they're not. Dugas is your other option when he comes back from injury. And you can take one guy, hitting, 190 if he's at a premier defensive position. We've talked about that before. Like Austin Nola as a freshman playing shortstop, batting 200. You could live with that because your lineup hit 1 through, otherwise 1 through 8, and he was a phenomenal defensive shortstop. Andrew Stevenson as a freshman in 2013, same thing. He was an elite defensive center fielder, so you could handle him batting 186 or whatever it was as a freshman. Papierski, to some degree, throughout his career, 200, 220 hitter. But the power came late in 2017. but he was a brick wall behind home plate. So he's playing a premier defensive position. You could handle having one bat in a lineup like that. Having three bats in a lineup like that, that's tough. Hey, bud, what are you doing? Don't pull that. He's pulling his extension. Hey, don't do that. All right, let's see. Derek Maneri always prefers defense over offense, small ball approach. That is flatly inaccurate. That's just not right. That is just a false statement. Justin Beard, good morning. Justin Hutchinson talked about Will Wade. Yeah, so, that's, God, we didn't even talk about that yet. So, yesterday, ESPN reported that the federal prosecutors are requesting that Wade and Sean Miller not be allowed to testify. So now a judge has to grant that request, but if that happens and we're not going to hear from Will Wade, then that's a big win for Will Wade because he wouldn't potentially have to take the stand under oath and say anything that's potentially incriminating. And also, Will and his attorney are still moving toward a meeting with LSU that I'm told could happen this week. So, getting closer. Brian Robert, I like Cole as the Sunday guy, gives you close to a win as you can get, leaving just to split the first two, but he gives you a better chance to split the first two. And Walker is a better option on Sunday than most anybody will have. That's why you do it the way you do. How they have it set up now is right. Larry Bueller, good morning. Robert Boudreaux, I don't care if you or left-handed or right-handed, just either hit or pitch. That's it. Let's see. Robert Boudreaux, Matthew played the guitar. I do. I used to play a lot. Oh, you saw it over there. I used to play a lot more than I get to now. I just don't have as much free time, but I do like to pick it up and play. I do. And thank you for the share, Robert. Sharing is caring. And shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. They are tagged in this post. If you could like Brock, that's always a gigantic help. And more importantly, if you are in need of an orthopedist, please go see our friends at Brock. They're the best. You go out to the LSU gymnastics meet, you'll see Dr. Bankston. He's a Brock doc. You go out to LSU baseball, Dr. Fields, Brock doc. LSU football, Dr. Bankston, Brock doc. Saints, Chip Bankston, Brock. They're the best. Let's see. Sean Pumphrey, Keith Bauer. Is LSU basketball done? Yes, sir. Well, for the season, that's what you mean. Julio Mendez, good morning. Hong Tam win. What a game last night. Electric. It was fun. Julio's in Fort Collins. What's up, Julio? Fort Collins, Colorado. Appetite. You better come over here. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Hey, we're almost done with Dad's show. I'm gonna come change. We're gonna get dressed, and then we're gonna go for a ride in Mommy's car. Okay, let's see. Jeremy Osterberger, Trey Semaha. Oh, appetite. Appetite. There you go. All right, let's see. A few more. Let's see. And Derek, and by the way, so yeah, see why the FBI and prosecutors don't want the coaches to testify. They don't want the coaches to testify because it's damning to their case. The idea why the defense wants them to testify is they're trying to prove that the coaches weren't being bribed to get players to go sign with Christian Dawkins' agency. That it wasn't bribes. That it was a mutually beneficial relationship where the coaches were getting players were getting paid. Agents were getting you know what I mean? Like that it was beneficial. That's why they don't want to testify. That's why the prosecutors don't want to testify. Okay, appetite fast. So we'll see if a judge. Ultimately a judge has to make that decision. So we'll see. Let's see. Hong Tam win. I like how Maneri changed the pitching order. I don't think we would win if Henry. I disagree. I mean, LSU got Lacey out of the ballgame in the 6th, and Henry clearly handcuffed their offense. I mean, I disagree with that, man. And I think, Walker. And obviously, look how LSU hit in Game 3 because A&M was out of frontline pitching. So I think they made a mistake yesterday. I think they made a mistake in how they pitched the two. But I was thrilled to see Henry pitch the way he did. But I do think he made a mistake yesterday by flipping him. Bruce Fuselier, good morning. Chris Doming, first spring game. It was amazing interaction the fans get. That I do like how after the game they let the fans go on the field. I mentioned that on AFR last week. I love that. Great opportunity to create memories. Robert Boudreaux, defense may not be able to produce a run, but it can stop the other team from getting runs, which is about the same. Luke Best, Kendrick Talbot, what's up? Brett Allen, good morning. Hong Tian Wen, y'all see the Auburn gymnast breaking her? Yeah, we did. Talked about that yesterday. Winning that series was a good early birthday present for me. Well, happy birthday, Brett. If today is in fact your birthday, happy birthday, man, or whenever it is. Happy birthday to all. Okay, that's going to do it for us. Shout out to the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. They're tagged in this post. If you would like their page, it's tagged here. That would be awesome. Please share this post if you've not done so yet. That is a gigantic help for us as well. That's how we grow this thing. So thank you to everybody who has shared. Thank you for watching all the time. Let's go say bye to Drew real quick, though. Let's go say bye to Drew. Hey, Drew. Drew. What are you doing? Bye, Dad Show. Hey, you want to say bye-bye?
Bye, Dad Show.
Bye, Dad Show. What are you doing, crazy?
Bye, Dad Show.
Bye, Dad Show. You're going to fall off that... Ooh,
Mwah.
saw that happen. You blew him a kiss? Well, that was very sweet. Hey, who are you going to see today? Are you going to see Mama? Huh? He's watching Sesame Street Fast. Hey, Drew. Okay, we're going to say bye. Say, have a good day. Say, have a good day. Good day. Okay, bye. Bye.
Mwah.
Oh, Drew blew y'all a kiss. Wow.
My.
Huh? Okay, see y'all later.